Hey there guys, John here, and thanks for checking out my quick review of the brand new Despicable Me 3. Now, even though it's Despicable Me 3, this is technically the fourth film in the franchise. To be honest, I'm trying to forget the Minions movie. Minions, of course, was a great example of how sometimes really great side characters are great as side characters and can't necessarily carry a film on their own. But we're past that now, and we're on to Despicable Me 3. Upon failing to capture the great supervillain Balthazar Bratt yet again, Gru and his wife are both fired from the Anti-Villain League. And while contemplating what to do next, Gru is visited by the representative of his long-lost twin brother that he didn't even know existed, and he finds out that his long-lost father that he had thought died when he was born was still alive but recently passed away. Losing your job, have a brother, lost your dad, it's a lot to take in at one time. So off goes Gru to meet his long-lost twin brother Drew, who tries to influence him to get back into a life of villainy. Now right off the bat, I'll let you know that in my opinion, Despicable Me 3 is not as good as Despicable Me 1 or Despicable Me 2, although I do think it's better than the Minions movie. This is a pretty good film, but not really worthy of that Despicable Me name. Once again, Steve Carell totally crushes it as Gru. A lot of the best lines in the movie come from Steve Carell's character Gru, and sometimes the twin brother Drew, and obviously Steve Carell also voices that. And I do have to say, the villain in this film, Balthazar Bratt, voiced by South Park's own Trey Parker, was absolutely hilarious. Now, if you're like me, you saw that first clip that they released a few months ago of Balthazar Bratt stealing something off of a ship, and you thought, this kind of looks a little bit lame. Trust me, in the context of the whole movie, the character actually works really well, and I found myself chuckling every time he was on screen. And the Minions. Once you get the Minions back into their proper habitat, a supporting role in a film, then they become really funny again. The Minions are hilarious when you use them for quick one-shot gags here and there, peppered throughout the film. We saw that in Despicable Me 1, 2, and they're really funny again in 3. It's when you try to put the whole movie on their shoulders like they did in the Minions movie that it kind of falls a little bit flat. They got back to the formula that works in Despicable Me 3, and the Minions are as charming and as funny as ever. I will say too that the Kristen Wiig character, who is of course introduced in Despicable Me 2, she fits in very organically with the cast of characters, and it feels like her and Gru have a life with the girls, and it worked pretty well. So yeah, strong villain, Gru is great as always, and some big legit belly laughs through the film. Unfortunately, Parts 1 and Part 2 had those too, but had them in bigger supply, and they just weren't there in the same quality this film as they were in the other ones. It's like, yeah, I get it. Agnes likes to say fluffy, and it's cute and adorable when she does it, but we've kind of been there and done that, and I caught myself saying that, been there, done that, a number of times throughout the film. And while the movie sets up an interesting kind of dynamic with Gru finding out he's got a twin brother Drew, and he actually had a father who was alive this whole time, there was such an opportunity to do something really cool story-wise to add on top of the silly big laughs, but they just kind of left it as a hanging thread, and they never pursued it. It never went anywhere. And I found myself as an audience member feeling kind of dissatisfied throughout the movie, the fact that they had such a rich possibility for a narrative, and they chose to never pursue it, instead just relying on cheap visual gags. And cheap visual gags can be great, don't get me wrong, when they're used in combination properly with other things as well, and unfortunately they just didn't have as much as that this film. And even though I like this movie better than the Minions movie, I gotta say, in the Minions movie I never felt like the franchise was getting tired. I just felt like, oh, this movie didn't quite work as well. With Despicable Me 3, even though I had a number of laughs and there's some very good things about the film, for the first time watching a Despicable Me movie, I kind of felt like this franchise is getting tired and maybe it's time to retire it. But at the end of the day, is it a movie worth seeing? I'm gonna say yeah, it's worth seeing. There are enough laughs in it, and there's enough familiarity, and you feel kind of like you're going home again with these characters, and that's always cool. Just don't expect much more beyond that when you go to see it. So that'll do it for my review for Despicable Me 3. Tell me, have you had a chance to see it yet? If so, what did you think? Have you been looking forward to this movie? Do you think they should go forward with Despicable Me 4? Maybe another Minions movie? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for my daily podcast and my daily movie vlog video reports, and make sure you follow me on social media on Facebook and on Twitter, just at John Campea. That'll do it for me, guys. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, bye-bye.